So in the last class, actually, some of you might be solving this problem, right? Have you people solved it? So yeah, so if you will solve it, actually, you will get answer 25.53 kilopascal. So there would be some changes in after 25 actually. So there would be some change there due to putting a different value of G or density of mercury 13.6 if you are taking, and G is obviously 9.8 I have considered. Some may take it in a different value, so you will end up with slightly changed answers. Okay, so that correct answer for this would be 25 and then zero point 0.7 maybe 0.5, so I got 0.33 kilopascals. Okay.
Sir, how can we calculate pressure at a given altitude?
Given altitude, you can use this manometer means you can take the best one, the barometer only. Barometer is the best idea because wherever you will go, it will give you the pressure at that particular place. And there are the something are there some other just like aeroplanes and all that, they don't use barometer, they use some pitot tube actually. So that is not being taught to you yet. So I will teach that. That is come with the later actually. So that is somehow being velocity somehow being correlated to that your pressure actually. Okay. Okay. Fine. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So here you have the several fluids here. So we were talking about the means what was the purpose to use several the liquids here? You have mercury, you have oil here. So the idea of this manometer is actually you have to get a measurable H actually. If by chance his H is coming 1 millimeter something, so you cannot measure it very precisely 1 millimeter. So in that case, you have to change the fluid actually, so that it can give you the measurable thing. Let's say 5 millimeter, 10 millimeter, or 13 millimeter, the something. So in that case, you have to change the fluid of lower density fluid if you want to increase the delta H. Why do we do that? Just to have the measurement more accurate actually. Sometime, let's say a common fluid is giving a height of 10 meters or let's say 1 meters delta H. So that is also not same type visible. You have to have more of length actually. So in that case, you have to use the high density fluid actually. So based on that, you can calculate the sensitivity of the manometer. Now, how sensitive is manometer is? So how much sensitivity is it being calculated with respect to water actually? So if you use the water, what is coming the height? And if you are using that particular fluid, what is coming the height? And ratio of two is called the sensitivity of the manometer. So that we will cover today actually. So in last class, actually, we were here the manometers. So manometer is being used to just measure the difference between 2 points. So here 2 points were A and B, means 1 and 2 here, and change in horizontal and all length of tube doesn't create any difference on delta P. You have to always measure the vertical change in the levels only, right? So based on that, we derive this one, and in this particular fluid also we have derived that equation that how the pressure would change if you are. You can always check the origin of this coordinate here. In case of pressure, you are most of the time you are taking y coordinate because pressure change only because of elevations or height only. So this is free surface here. So in this free surface, you are going downward. So this is a y coordinate here, and then you keep on place at a particular point. Y would be rho g by only, right? And rho g by the pressure at that particular point and multiply by projected area. I mean, if it's the pressure here, this one, can you see actually? So pressure at this particular point is rho g by. This is the projected area. So just multiply by this projected area will give you force. So as you will have different fluids, you will pressure intensity will keep on increasing. You will have pressure of previous fluid of new fluid. So you will get at a different fluid, you will always get a trend. So here would be pressure would be zero, and then we have a trend here. The high pressure would be here, rho e H1, right? Here we will have pressure of rho e H1 first fluid, and then rho e H2 of second fluid. So you will get a rectangle here, first one, and then another one. So this I will show you actually how this pressure force will be calculated. That we have done some derivation of that. So we want to do the sensitivity of the manometer part, that how enhance is this particularly. Here you have this much edge, here you have this much edge. So somehow we want to enhance to measure its conductivity. So that's called the sensitivity of the manometer here. So you have this sensitivity of the manometer here. So we can say
Hello,
here
sir.
that low pressure difference. Yeah.
So here in this case, we want to measure this particular edge very precisely. So in case of vertical U2, it is that much only. Now somehow we want to increase it. So that's somehow let's say we can increase this tube in that way. Vertical height is same. Vertical height h. But if you change it this way with some fluid here, so this inclined height is more, right? Length. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Are you getting?
Yes, sir.
So in case of that,
Yes.
let's say you have vertical height is this only of equal to this span, and if you want to have that much only, you are going this much height. So you can measure this much very precisely compared to this much change only. So that's called inclined tube by the manometer. Those are being used to increase the sensitivity. Sensitivity means how accurate we can measure the change in distance of the height. So this much has been changed by this. Now we can measure this very precisely. Correct. So that's what is being done in case of to increase the sensitivity of the manometer. So that's what you have here. Low pressure difference means low delta H cannot be measured accurately by U2 manometer. So the sensitivity of manometer is a measure of how sensitive it is to compare to a simple U2. So U2 is just this one, and you want to have a manometer in that case so that you can measure that how that particular L can be maximized. Now how to define it? Definition is simple here. First you measure that particular delta H vertical for water U2, and now you calculate that particular thing in some other fluid here. Now you take some other fluid, and the deflection of the two is called the sensitivity of that. Fine. Is the sensitivity definition clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Ratio of deflection by putting any particular fluid in the manometer divided by deflection for water U2 column for same pressure. With the same pressure you have measured by two things. One is by the manometer which you have designed. Other one is by the water manometer. And water manometer is being considered as the reference actually, and the ratio of the two is called the sensitivity of the manometer. Let's see how can we increase this because of what is the pressure formula? Hello?
Rho GH.
Rho GH, na? So if you will write pressure equal to rho GH, so you have two pressures. One is, can I have it here? No. So two pressures you have, let's say if you write first is delta P is first rho G H1, then again you are calculating delta P by rho 2 G H2. Can you see this? Is it visible? Just give me an announcement.
Yes,
Is it
sir.
visible to you? So you have two pressures. You want to measure the pressure the delta P. So first we have taken fluid 1, whose the density is rho 1. So corresponding of this, you will have some height h1, right? So delta P equal to rho 1 GH1. Now you have changed the fluid. So delta P is same again. So rho 2 GH2. Now because you are measuring same pressure, so delta P of both equation 1 and equation 2 must be equal. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So both the pressures must be equal. So if you liquidate them, you will get this H1 upon H2 would be equal to your just wait today's class. By the tomorrow we will get the digital pad. I think you can see that the same time. So this way now both the pressures must be equal. So delta P of 1, delta P of 2 must be equal. So you are just writing here rho 1 GH1 equal to rho 2 GH2, and then you are finding that H1 upon H2 would be rho 2 upon rho 1, and H1 upon H2 by the definition is called the sensitivity of the manometer.
Sir, that's not
Okay.
visible.
नहीं मुझे तो दिख रहा है कि can you see that? Hello?
No, sir, it is
No,
not
sir.
visible.
No, sir. It's blur है.
Blur है. Okay. Now,
No,
or
sir.
you can write on piece of paper
No,
actually.
sir.
So it just say rho 1 GH1 equal to rho 2 GH2, and then you find H1 upon H2 would be rho 2 upon rho 1, which is called the sensitivity of the manometer actually. So how can we increase the sensitivity? Increase कैसे कर सकते हैं sensitivity को? Because sensitivity formula is H1 upon H2. So how to increase
Density density.
Yeah, we can change the density of the fluid, or can we do some other thing? So generally,
Height.
in case of U-tube column, height. So height का difference तो calculate ही कर रहे हैं. So H2 upon H1 is called the sensitivity, and that is coming from this calculation is rho 2 upon rho 1 only. So you are in your hand only density of the fluid. In case of U-tube, you can just change density, nothing else. Okay? So U-tube case, you just have choice of the density. Now what other means? So we can change this inclination part. So that will come here. So before that, can you did this pressure calculation for this? Can you find the pressure inside this particular tank? Just quickly do the calculation and tell me what is the pressure inside this tank. Anybody doing calculation?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So how would you start? The pressure inside the tank is P. So P would be the pressure at this particular point here, because you don't know what is there inside particular tank, what liquid or gas. So for time being, let's say you have considered this as a gas system something. or where you have the entire tank have same pressure. So here at this particular colored where both the fluids interact with the pressure P. So P now you are going up by this. So P minus of this 55, so it means 0.55 meter. Multiplied by G. G of this fluid is 0.855 multiplied by 1000 kg per meter cube. Okay.
Sir, 142.7 kilopascal.
And here the pressure is 96 kilopascal. So that must be the subtracted here. So you will get the pressure inside the tank. So how much has come?
142.7 kilopascal.
Any other person did it?
142.7.
Yeah, ये 140 वाला would be the correct one. Because you see the logic from your calculations, you have atmospheric pressure 96 kilopascal. Okay. And 96, and you are getting, if the pressure is close to 100 and only 100, just 5 kilopascal cannot change 55 centimeter. That too of a fluid of just this actually 850 kg meter cube. No, mercury column just 1 atmosphere just give 760 mm of Hg, and this is lighter than the mercury actually, right? So it will give more height. So that is the logic to just to check our calculations. It's a simple expression, just P minus 850 multiplied by 0.55 multiplied by 9.8 minus of 986 this 96 multiplied by 1000 must be equal to 0. It's simple. And how the calculations are getting changed for you, just simple calculation, I can't believe it.
Sir, 141.815.
That must be, because if you will write the the equation way here, if I want to write this equation here, it will be just like P minus of, let's say, that 850 density and multiply by this 0.55 multiplied by 9.8 and minus of 96 multiplied by 1000 equal to 0. Simple. You will get the P. Okay? You will get that way of the P only. Fine?
Yes, sir.
So that is the thing. Now you will get the pressure here. Now let's say, how do you measure the pressure actually? So how do you measure the pressure? So pressure measuring, you have some devices which give you the pressure. I hope you, no, you might have not heard any one of them. So what you have first is a wooden tube here. So it is just like a C type of shape. This is the material. I think material property has been taught to you. There's some material have linear expansion, some have exponential way, and you might have studied this in TAMS, right? Linear expansion, area expansion, and volumetric expansion, right? Have you heard these terms?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, this was there, so you might have calculated the alpha, beta, and gamma, right? So,
Yes, sir.
So in that particular part, you have the wooden tube with the material. So when you just pressurize that particular tube, it expands in length actually. Okay, and it is very in a calibrated manner. It's not like that for some pressure it will expand more, some is less. No, it's not that way. And moreover, it guides the circle also. Just like the C shape, The C shape will not get distorted. It is not designed in the such a way. It's not become just like a linear, complete flat or something. No, it will just move in that way. So if you will just put a pressure here, this pointer will move and there would be a pointer connected at this particular point here. So at this particular point, you will have a pointer, something like that, and this is connected to the gauge here, the marking here. So that way you will get the pressure by the wooden tube actually. Construction of this is not your part here. I'm just explaining that these are the gauges which can be used. So this is being calibrated by the known pressure. So somewhere you should have a known pressure thing. Just provide the pressure and how much would it move. Calibrate that the entire circle in terms of the movement and pressure. And then you are just saying for this much movement, this is the pressure inside the tank or that particular vessel here. You also have this also spiral tube type of thing. This you might have seen the fuel meters. Have you seen the fuel meter of your petrol fuel? जो आपके vehicles में होता है. It also give you the
Yes, sir.
mean the reading.
Yes,
ना
sir.
वहाँ भी एक gauge move करता है. How does it work? Do you know? It works only that concept only. You have a spiral type of connection inside the gauge, and when you have the pressure gauge is connected in the bottom of the tank, so that gives the pressure of that particular thing, and this pressure is being transferred to a diaphragm actually, and diaphragm actually expand, and based on that, it gives the movement of that particular spiral. Actually, this particular wire actually, and then you find this is the fuel there. So that is also need to be calibrated. All these gauges, whatever you will not design, that need to be calibrated something with the known thing here. So the what are these? Are the wooden tube, and one is called this pressure transducers. So what are these things? Here also you have the the movement. Here also you have the the movement. In this case also you are getting the twisting of the thing, rod. Here also you have helical coils. What is happening in all these things? You want to measure the pressure, but you are not directly getting the pressure. So somehow you are just converting the pressure signal to some other signal. In all these cases, you are converting all these signals to the physical deflection of the material. So when you are converting one physical variable to the another physical variable, those the devices are called. Hello? Yes, sir. Those devices are called what? When you are converting one physical variable to another physical variable. Those are called transducers. The transducers are converting one physical variable to another physical variable which we can measure. So in this case, all of them, these are converting your pressure signals into some physical movement or distortion of the fluid. Here you have the expansion. Here you are also creating expansion, but in a spiral type of tube. So this is being used in case of all gauges or high pressures. Here also you are getting twisting of the material. You have here this particular and this one, this is free. So in case of very high pressure, it automatically twists. So it twists in a particular pattern. Can you fix up the pattern of the twisting? No, sir. No, but you can. Actually, you have, you might have slightly forget actually. So when you have that linear, the expansion thing, so if you have just one material, it will expand linearly, fine. If you have two material, one is the higher expansion the material, one is the lower expansion material, what will happen in that case? What will happen in that case? One material will expand more, other will expand less. So wherever it will less, it will go in this side. because it wants to minimize the expansion. And whichever will go more, which will give the larger curve. Yes or no? I give some answer.
Yes,
You have the two material, one is this palm, one is the top palm. If top palm have high expansion in the material, bottom one is the low one. The top will try to expand more, so it will just expand more, and bottom one is the less, so it will have very slight curvature. So you can just control the twisting also in that way. If you want to twist in that way, so you have to use the low expansion material in the bottom. If you want to twist in that way, you have to have low expansion material on the top side. So that way you can convert it, actually control it. Then you have something is very high pressure here, the solid material here, so that's called piezoelectric transducer. So here you are converting the electric signals in the material. So I would ask you just to read the something for this, what is this wooden tube, pressure transducers, and strain gauge. The strain gauge is just to you are expanding a length of the material, and that you are converting into the pressure signals actually. So strain is just the expansion part of thing only. Fine. So you have to just read the something for these. Then something is called dead weight the tester. That how do we control find a weight of a particular the material or heavy weight? How do we calculate it? Car ka weight, how do you calculate? Do you put those on the weighing balance thing? You have some weighing balance, right? Yes or no?
yes, sir.
So
Weighing balance.
So how do you do that? So that is called some dead weight tester here. So what you have here, you have just, this is the actually platform on which you are putting your weight. This is connected on a piston. Piston is friction free. It can move up and down depending on how much the magnitude of the weight is. So let's say primarily it is at this place, ground level. Now you have a chamber here which is filled with oil. Now outside of that you have here a crank or piston which you want to move it inside to pressurize the fluid. Now you know that here a pressure gauge you are connecting. You are connecting a pressure gauge at this particular point here, and this will give the pressure inside the tank. Fine. Pressure gauge will give the pressure inside the tank. Now you are pressurizing here by this particular crank here, by the pushing this piston inside. What will happen? The fluid will have the same pressure in the entire chamber. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Now that pressure would also be applied below this the piston on which you have put your weight. Now once it is lift off, so you will just say that this much has been moved. Now the pressure inside the tank and this particular piston is balanced. Until unless it will not mean the lift, you cannot say that whether it is lifting by the pressure or it is not. So you are not sure. So therefore you have to lift the weight up slightly so that you can say now, yeah, system is now in equilibrium condition. Fine. In that part, this pressure gauge will give the pressure inside the tank. Now you have this particular area. So this pressure into the area will give you the force. And that force would be equal to the weight of your body. Fine? So wherever you have the heavy loads and weights, those are being tested by this particular way. These are called dead weight testers. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Now, coming to the next part here. So you have here hydrostatic force. So first you have calculated the pressure, and then pressure devices, how to measure the pressure. Then you want to calculate now the forces as we have explained the last class there. So we have that here. So what you have here, This is the symbol of your, let's say, this is a typical dam actually. So you have a big wall here, and this side is currently not filled with water actually. So you have slight water in the bottom part only. Now let's see here what will happen on the dam wall. Here, this one. So as you are on top surface, you are on atmospheric pressure here. This inverted triangle shows that you are at free surface only, and pressure on this particular point is atmospheric pressure. Now atmospheric pressure acts everywhere, right? Either on your body, my body, everybody at all sides, atmospheric pressure acts. So atmospheric pressure itself cannot distort any material. Fine, because the magnitude of it same from all the sides, so it will get the nullified. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Hello? So that's why if you see in first figure here, so atmospheric pressure is 100 kilopascal, right? That's what you have. So 100 kilopascal you have converted to multiply by area into the, so 100 kilopascal they have given the unit, this much magnitude they have just for timing considered the 100 kilopascal. Therefore this magnitude is same in the left side also and right side also. Right side you say everywhere you have the same magnitude of that. In the arrow means this is the intensity of the atmospheric pressure. Same would have this side because this system is also open. In case of the open system, atmospheric pressure in either of the side would be same. Only thing it will not same in case of closed system. Okay, closed system inside pressure would be different compared to outside one because outside is always atmosphere. Fine. Just like this particular glass here. So if you will close the glass here, so atmospheric pressure, all surfaces are same on the outside, but the inside you cannot say the atmospheric pressure because it is closed. Now let's say open. अब यहाँ पे भी atmospheric pressure है inside the cylinder, inside this particular glass actually. Fine. So in case of closed, only pressure inside this is not atmosphere. In case of the open system, everywhere inside or outside you have the atmospheric pressure. So atmospheric pressure will get cancelled. So if you say here same magnitude of here top to the bottom. Now let's see what is the happening of this line here. This is only because of fluid pressure. By fluid here at top, the fluid pressure is being calculated by the rho GH only. Yes or no?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So when you are at top surface, H is 0. So your this is just starting from 0 only. After that you bend down by some h, so your this magnitude has changed slightly. Then again change, then again, and finally you have reached this, and at this particular point the pressure of the fluid is complete height of the fluid, that is rho GH. So you can, in case of the atmospheric system, you can always cancel your this magnitude of left and right, which is equal. So this is your simplified figure is B. So B simplified figure is just talking about your pressure inside the tank or reservoir or dam or wall. So this is this one only, and this is how it changes. So this is how the pressure is changing. So here you have the same fluid, therefore slope of the line is same. It has not been changed. Now once you know the pressure, can you calculate the force? So let's say you have pressure at this particular point. So pressure multiplied by area would give you the force or not?
Yes, sir.
Right?
Yes, sir.
So somehow, let's say you want to calculate pressure. Can I have that picture? How we have it? So before this, we can explain here. So let's say you are here. Now you want to calculate pressure on this. So you can just draw something like that, and let's say here this way. So let's say at this particular point you have the pressure is Py, and this is the projected area on the vertical plane. So projected area kitna ho jayega if you have moved this, this is dy only, and this is the x length width of this particular wall. So vertical change and width of the wall, this will give you the area, the projected area on vertical plane, right? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Hello? So this pressure multiplied by this dA will give you the force. So let's say you have considered this differential y, or let's say pressure intensity is same. So you can, if pressure is same on the entire y, you need not to integrate. You can just multiply pressure intensity multiplied by A. But it's not happening here. If you are going from this each y, your pressure magnitude is keeping on increasing and increasing. So pressure is the function of y. So therefore you are putting the pressure there, rho g y. Y का corresponding का area is this one only, this one, dy into dx. Okay? Hello?
Yes, sir.
So dy is the
Yes.
differential change in height. So if you just change the differential height, pressure will not change much. So you can just consider in the differential y, in this, the differential y in this particular figure is this one. The pressure is not changing much. So you can say pressure intensity is same. So pressure is same, so multiply by area will give you the force. So this magnitude is just dy. So if you just insert the equation type of thing here, so this is just dy here. So this is the dy, this one, and this length is, this is width of that is the dx. So this is your area, dy into dx actually. That is the area multiplied by P is rho g y. So that is the pressure force at a particular point is dF, differential force. Fine? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Hello? So that's
Yes,
what
sir.
we have on the next slide here. So why we have taken here the incline, because most of the time you will have that type of the shape. You can take it vertical also, no matter. But in case of the incline, you can understand maybe it much more clear. So here, this is a wall here. This one, the y plane is wall. This is the liquid filled inside, just like a dam here. So dam ka ye wall hai, and this side is fluid is completely filled. Now you want to calculate what should be the pressure force at this particular point here, or this particular gate something. So first thing you have to choose your coordinate first. So coordinate is better to start from free surface. So free surface is point O. This point is free surface, right? Is a horizontal on top. Fine.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Response DC, right? Because you should understand. Because once after this chapter is going to over actually. So you have this free surface here. You should start your coordinate system from here. Take the coordinate system only on the plane, not anywhere else. So plane is this. This is your wall. Take the coordinate along the wall only. If it is vertical, take it this way. If it is inclined, take it this way. Well, but whatever base plane is, just take the y coordinate that way only. Fine. Suppose you are at this particular point. So you want to calculate what should be the pressure at this particular point. Kitna hoga pressure at this particular point? Can you tell? What would be pressure at point here?
So dF upon
No, DF तो पता ही नहीं है. DF we don't know. DF तो कैलकुलेट ही करना है.
rho g और
प्रेशर के लिए क्या चाहिए? प्रेशर का फॉर्मूला बोलिए. सिंपल.
upon area.
Rho g, sir.
Pressure is just rho GH. Rho is density of fluid. G is G. You cannot change it. H is what? What is H? Vertical height, inclined height, which height?
Vertical height.
Vertical height. So see the figure here clearly.
Vertical height.
figure में this vertical height दिया है h only, right? This is your vertical height only. So your pressure at this particular point is rho gh. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Now pressure acts in all sides same. Pressure acts in all the sides same or not?
Same.
Same. So
Yes,
we can calculate. Let's say now you have changed this slightly here. ये थोड़ा सा change करने में would the pressure change? For a minor change in H, would the pressure change?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Huh? For minor
Yes,
change?
sir.
No, no.
Oh no, that's what the basic of the entire the differentials of mathematics. If you are changing a differential change, we are just changing that there is no change in the differential, the amount. So if you change it slightly, there would be pressure is same in this entire segment here. ये छोटा सा segment जो है. Okay. So now you want to calculate force on this segment. So how much would be force on this side? If you want to multiply by area, differential area, yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So differential area of this cup projected way is this. So this is the differential area dA. Here x coordinate is given dx and y coordinate is given dy. So dA is dx into dy because it is a rectangular surface. Is that fine? Just like that. You have this palm. ये आपने चेंज किया dy और ये width इसका dx है. Is that fine? Hello? This must be clear. The area part must be clear. So let's say this complete thing is your dy and this width of this of plane is just dx. So dA would be dy into dx only. And this is the pressure acting on that is rho gy. Is that fine?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So that is
Yes,
the differential force actually in that case. So you can write if you want to write the differential force here. So if you write here differential force, so what would be the equation here? So your dF would be how much? dF, a differential force, would be equal to pressure. Pressure is what? The rho g by, yes or no? So rho ke liye you can, for time being I can write density only. Density multiply by g multiply by h. So h to h ही था. Yes? This is the pressure. Yes? Just see on this PowerPoint also. This is pressure. You are multiplying by area. Area is just dA. Right? Is that
Yes,
fine?
sir.
Now you can expand it further. Density is just density. Then you are multiplying by G. Now can you convert this H in terms of Y? ये आपको थीटा दिया है. ये how much would be Y from
Y sin theta.
Y sin theta? So you can write this as Y sin theta actually. Theta symbol ऐसे मैं यहाँ पे फाइल ले लेता हूँ for file. Okay. So you got this. This is your pressure. Now you have changed H into Y sin theta. Now what is your dA? dA from figure dx into dy. That is your dy and this is your dx only. Is that fine? Give some response.
Yes, sir.
This is your dA. dA is this length dy and this is the width of the this particular gate or wall is dx, right? थिकनेस का कोई रोल नहीं है, देयर नो रोल ऑफ थिकनेस, मेक श्योर दैट. ओके, so this is your formula of differential force. Now if this width of just particular, let's say this gate, this is your gate or wall, is the width changing from top to bottom? इसका width change कर रहा है क्या top to bottom?
No, sir.
No, na?
No,
So width means the dx is constant. Either you are here or here or here or here, your width of the gate or wall is constant in this particular case. So your dx would be the width of the gate only. So you can write dx को आप change कर सकते हैं further. So at the place of dx you can write the width of the gate. Yes or no?
yes, sir.
Now this is the differential force. Now you want the total force on entire gate. तो आप क्या करेंगे, इसको इंटीग्रेट कर देंगे. कहाँ से कहाँ तक? गेट यहाँ से यहाँ तक है. From here to here, the length of the gate. जो भी आपका लेंथ होगा 0 to L. बाई चांस ये आपकी प्लेट जो है 0 to L है, यहाँ पे 0 है, this much is L. So ये आप ड्रॉ कर सकते हैं. That you can draw from here actually. So you can take here, let's say from here to here, this length of the gate is just L here. ये पूरा length is L. So you can integrate for entire L. Is that fine?
Yes, sir.
So you will get your pressure force. So that's what we have in this particular formula here. That you have this so in the next class you should have the derivation of that. What would be the force expression would come for this? This length is just take it L. Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So this is just you have only one variable y, and this you are integrating with respect to y. So integration क्या हो जाएगा? जिसका can you tell? What would be the integration? Rho g y square by 2 sin phi w, right? Yes or no?
Yes,
Yes, sir.
ये तो simple part है ना. So if you will do the integration of that, so is the integration आप करोगे, so you will get f would be equal to that your rho का मैं rho ही लिख दूँ for time being, rho is density, then you have g into h into your h is changed now, so you have y square by 2. So y square by 2
Sin phi.
then you have into sin phi, right?
Yes, sir.
Into w.
Into W.
So this is your force expression. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
y कितना है आपका? पूरा लेंथ ऑफ द गेट कितना है? लिमिट कितना रखोगे? 0 to L.
Yes, sir.
लिमिट इज 0 to L. ये किसका माइक ऑन है? So final expression would come for you that rho into L square and by 2 here, L square by 2 and multiply by W multiply by G. Is that fine? This would come or not? Hello? We will end up at this particular point only. Hello?
Yes, sir.
yes, sir.
So your formula had come rho G L square by 2 into W
Sin phi.
sin phi, correct. No, sorry. sin phi had that one. So in that case, this is your expression. Now you can just give one more minute here. Now we want to convert into the what is your L sin theta? Let's say this much is L here completely. What is L sin theta?
Y.
L sin theta, no. L sin theta तो यही है. L sin theta is this vertical h, right? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Right? L sin theta is vertical height. Vertical height of the fluid.
To y.
So how much down you have bent to the fluid, right? That is L sin theta. Now what is L into W? What is L into W?
Area torque.
Area of this particular wall, right? So this was L and this one your W, right? So area of the wall, complete. Fine?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Fine. So somehow you are calculating pressure rho g L. You have a divided by 2 factor there. You have sin theta. So L by 2 sin theta. So L is this. Just you are calculating half of that. Half of that of this is called what? इस प्लेन का सेंट्रॉइड किधर होगा? रेक्टेंगल का सेंट्रॉइड ऑफ दिस लेंथ का other, right? Give some the response for that.
Yes, sir. Half
Yes,
होगा.
sir.
Length of rectangle.
So
का.
L by 2 is the half of the centroid. Is the centroid. It means somehow you have calculated pressure at the centroid. You just multiply by area only. Yes or no? So rest of the part we will cover in the next slide. I mean the next class. Okay. So in the meantime, you just go through this particular